Fight fans, buckle up. Tom Aspinall just celebrated Halloween by throwing absolutely savage shade at Ciryl Gane, and the eye-poke drama continues to dominate the MMA world. This past weekend at UFC 321, Aspinall and Gane faced off in the main event for the heavyweight title, and while Aspinall left as champion, it wasn't because he won the fight. Near the end of the first round, Gane poked Aspinall in both eyes, rendering the heavyweight champion unable to continue, resulting in a no contest. Since then, this entire week has been dominated by fighters and fans endlessly debating the severity of Aspinall's injury and whether he quit or not. Well, let's add some fuel to this raging fire. On Friday, Aspinall celebrated the Halloween festivities by posting a few absolutely hilarious images to his social media mocking the entire situation. One photo revealed he's still wearing an eye patch, and the other image was pure comedy gold. He likened Gane to horror movie icon Freddy Krueger. Aspinall shared a fake photo of Gane dressed up as Freddy Krueger with those infamous razor finger gloves, suggesting the UFC heavyweight contender was ready to poke more eyes with his Krueger claws. It was pretty funny and genuinely good to see Aspinall having some fun with this, considering the overwhelmingly negative backlash he's received over the past week from fans and even some fighters questioning his toughness. The one-eyed Tom Aspinall comparing Ciryl Gane to Freddy Krueger in a hilarious Halloween troll shows the champion still has his sense of humor intact despite everything he's been through. Aspinall also revealed in the post that he's seen yet another doctor over the eye issue, which suggests this is still a serious medical situation that hasn't been fully resolved. There's still no official word on exactly how bad things are for Aspinall at the moment, but it certainly doesn't look like a picnic based on the fact he's still wearing an eye patch days after the fight. Earlier this week, Aspinall's father Andy said his son was still having serious trouble with his vision, with one eye seeing only gray and the other at 50% capacity. So, while Aspinall is trying to make light of the situation with Halloween humor, the reality is he's dealing with a potentially career-altering injury that could have long-term consequences for his vision and fighting future. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit notifications so you never miss UFC updates, fighter reactions, and breaking MMA news. New training footage of Khabib Nurmagomedov coaching Islam Makhachev has the MMA community absolutely buzzing about the former lightweight champion's massive size transformation ahead of his welterweight debut at UFC 322. Islam revealed something crucial in the footage. He's now training with 91-kilogram guys instead of the 84-kilogram training partners he used before.
Хорошо. Ислам, второй вопрос. Как проходит подготовка? Что нового в этой подготовке у тебя?
Все было
Чем
нормально.
отличается?
Пока ты не приехал 2 дня назад, я начал отличаться.
Нормально отвечай. Давай.
Чем не отличается? Веса больше. Дирхамов весит 91 килограмм. Раньше я работал с пацанами, которые 84-83 весили максимум.
Понял. А как сгонка на этот раз?
С гонки даже не думаю. Жизнь изменилась.
Да.
Как на 77 пришел. Раньше всегда думал на ужин, где покушать, что покушать. Сейчас без разницы, лишь бы покушать.
Работаем.
That's a significant jump in weight class for his sparring and preparation. If you pay close attention to Islam's size in the training footage, the difference is immediately noticeable compared to his lightweight days. Makhachev is looking absolutely jacked and much bigger than we've ever seen him before. The Dagestani fighter relinquished his UFC lightweight title earlier this year after years of brutal weight cuts, and he's now preparing to challenge Jack Della Maddalena for the welterweight championship on November 15th at UFC 322 in Madison Square Garden. The fact that Khabib is personally overseeing this training camp and that Islam is sparring with significantly heavier opponents shows just how seriously they're taking this move up to 170 pounds. Makhachev has always been a big lightweight who struggled with weight cuts, so competing at welterweight should theoretically allow him to perform at his physical peak without depleting his body. If Islam can bring his dominant wrestling and grappling game to welterweight while maintaining the speed and cardio that made him so successful at lightweight, he could absolutely dominate the division. The training footage shows Khabib drilling techniques with Islam and providing that legendary coaching that helped him become one of the most dominant champions in UFC history. With Khabib in his corner and his body finally at a more natural weight, Makhachev could be more dangerous than ever before. If he defeats Della Maddalena and captures the welterweight title, Islam has already stated he wants to face Ilia Topuria at the UFC White House event in June, which would be an absolutely massive super fight between two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Alex Pereira has finally weighed in on whether he thinks Tom Aspinall was faking his eye injury at UFC 321, and Poatan is giving the heavyweight champion the benefit of the doubt. Pereira sent a message to Jon Jones in his initial reaction to the UFC 321 main event, but did not address the Aspinall vs. Gane ending itself at that time. That finally changed almost a week later when the reigning light heavyweight champion revealed which side of the debate he stands on during an interview with MMA Hoje. Pereira stated, "You can't really know what happened, and only Aspinall knows the truth about his injury." The Brazilian acknowledged that we know Aspinall wasn't doing so well in the fight, but we've seen situations where a guy isn't doing great, then something happens like a penalty or break, and the guy comes back better than before. Some people are saying Aspinall was faking the injury, but Pereira was emphatic. "Man, honestly, you can't say that." He explained it's hard to understand because one poke seemed to go deeper in the eye, and Aspinall didn't complain about it initially, but then he grabbed the other eye from the outside. But as Pereira pointed out, we don't know the impact there either or what was really happening with his vision. This is a measured, reasonable take from Pereira that contrasts sharply with some of the harsher criticism Aspinall has faced from fighters like Ciryl Gane and Anthony Smith, who suggested he should have continued. Pereira understands that eye injuries are incredibly serious and that only the person experiencing them truly knows how compromised their vision is. It's interesting that Pereira is defending Aspinall given that Poatan himself is interested in potentially moving up to heavyweight, which would put him on a collision course with the champion. By giving Aspinall the benefit of the doubt, Pereira is showing the respect and sportsmanship that's made him such a fan favorite. Speaking of Pereira, the light heavyweight champion just admitted he's already ignoring the UFC's medical advice following his broken foot injury from UFC 320. Alex Pereira is certainly no stranger to overcoming significant injuries throughout his combat sports career. Pereira could apparently barely walk heading into his first fight with Magomed Ankalaev, where he lost the title via unanimous decision earlier this year, which obviously affected his performance. Fortunately for Poatan, he's in no rush to compete again right now, having admitted to making mistakes in the past when not completely dedicating himself to his fight preparations. Pereira does have several targets in his sights, including potentially Jon Jones at the White House or a move up to heavyweight, but his training camp won't become serious for some time. The light heavyweight champion recently provided an important update on his injury status in an interview with MMA Hoje. When Pereira was asked about his broken foot, he admitted that he's already gone back on the UFC's advice for how he should recover from the injury. The UFC doctors told him to wear the boot for another 6 weeks, but Pereira revealed he's already taken it off. He got some more medical opinions, and while on one hand wearing the boot is good, on the other hand it could atrophy his foot a bit more and make it harder to move around. Pereira said the pain is okay now, and after the impact for a few days to a week, he was fine with the boot and didn't take it off for anything except to shower. He thinks it worked right and now it's fine. Walking is completely fine, although if he kicks, obviously it's going to hurt. It has to take a while to fully heal, but he thinks it's on the right track. This is classic Pereira, doing things his own way and trusting his body and instincts over official medical advice. It's worked for him throughout his legendary career across kickboxing and MMA, so there's no reason to doubt him now. The fact that he's already moving around without the boot suggests his recovery is progressing well, and he'll be ready to return to action whenever the right fight comes along. Don't forget to smash that like button, drop your predictions in the comments, and subscribe for all UFC news and fighter updates. What do you think of Aspinall's Halloween troll? Is Islam going to dominate at welterweight? Was Pereira right to defend Aspinall? Let us know your takes and we'll catch you in the next one. Catch you in the next